Ocean Pines is a vibrant residential community nestled on Maryland's eastern shore. With over 9 miles of waterfront property, amenities like an 18-hole championship golf course and a public yacht club, and a rich history dating back to 1968. Of course, if you live here, you probably know most of that. And if you don't, it's almost all apparent from your first visit. Each week on the Pines Cast, we work to bring out the ocean pines that might be less apparent. We celebrate the region, the amenities, and, most of all, the people who make and keep Ocean Pines a special place to live. Welcome to the Pines Cast, your source of news and insights about Ocean Pines and the official podcast of the Ocean Pines Association. I am your host, Tony Russo, and welcome to the Pines Cast. This week, we have a great show for you. We are going to speak with Goetzinger and Josh Vickers about all of the projects going on. Actually, not even all, about as many of the projects going on over the next couple months as we can. There are so many cool things over at Parks and Rec, and I don't want you to miss any of them. So I'm going to turn the show over to them right now. Before I do, real quick, make sure you stay on for the end because I will have a message then. But right now, let's talk to Katie and Josh. So I've got to say, I love the idea of having you guys on for maybe 6 times a year, right? Every time there's a new thing to talk about and there's a new season, it's great to have you come and kind of give everybody an update about what's going on. So let's start just so people know who they're talking to. If you could each individually introduce yourselves, and then we can go from there.
All right, I'm Katie. I'm a program supervisor over at the Recreation and Parks Department.
And I'm Josh, a program supervisor over at the Rec Department as well.
And it is March 12th as we're recording this, and you guys are battening down the hatches for a huge season. You've got spring, and then I don't have a calendar in front of me, but summer is pretty close right after that, as far as I understand it. So let's start off with talking about some of the things you guys are doing for sports in the springtime. What's the spring sports program look like this year?
Sure. So we always have our peewee soccer in the springtime. We have a spring session that starts April 7th. It's for children ages 2 through 8. We have different times that we do each age group. It's held over at Somerset Park. We also have T-ball that's starting on April the 11th. Josh and I will both be out there at Manklin Field on Saturday mornings from 10 to 11 coaching T-ball together. So that's going to be fun. I'm excited to have his help on that one.
Yep, and we're also bringing back as we do pretty much every year, the Spring Co-Ed Softball League. That'll be on April 6th, and that's a Monday and a Wednesday night game. We also are bringing back the Spring Cornhole League, which will be here at the White Horse Park on May 15th on Friday nights. And then something new we started this year was the Bocce Ball League.
Oh, that is so cool. Where do you guys play bocce?
So there's at the Yacht Club, there's a bocce ball courts. So we have 2 courts down there now. So that's a new venture that we've taken on with a couple of organizations here. We're working on getting it to look really nice, the whole course and everything.
I know a lot of people are interested in bocce. I think it fills up quickly.
It does, yes.
Yeah, I can imagine. I would love to tell you my favorite bocce story. I went to... there's no way first of all, I am an Italian person, and I went to a resort that was apparently exclusively for Italian people. I did not know this at the time. And it was not just for Italian people, but it was for like cartoon Italian people. And I swear to God, the bocce tournament was split between, guys with a lot of gold chains and, these big muscles, and old ladies, I swear to God, in black dresses. And the old ladies in the black dresses, they didn't bowl. They threw it underhand like granny style, literally granny style, and they dominated all of these young, tough guys. And it was just so much fun to see.
Nice. Nice.
And I can't hear the word bocce without thinking about that.
Yeah.
That tournament where these old women just destroyed all these young, tough guys. It was absolutely wonderful.
I'm glad we got to make you laugh this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not as glad as I am. I needed it. And now, how are you fixed for volunteers? Do you have coach volunteers? Is that something that you're looking for? Is that something that you guys need? Are you good there?
I would love volunteer coaches for T-ball. I have parents that step up and help, of course, but we have 2 teams out there on the field of 4 to 6-year-olds. So you can imagine it's much like
Wow.
herding cats. They run the bases backwards sometimes. But that's what's fun about our T-ball is we're there just teaching them the basics, how to throw a ball, how to catch a ball, which direction to run the bases. Volunteer coaches, mainly for T-ball. Parents help out a lot. Soccer, I'm set on coaches. Joe Monteverde, he's been our soccer coach for 15 plus years.
Yeah, really good coach.
Yeah, really awesome coach. And parents sometimes they say, we sign up just because we know Coach Joe is going to be there coaching again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's similar to the, also we have skateboarding classes and camp, which it's sort of a sport, I guess you'd say, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's Matt Dove. He's an ex-pro skateboarder. He's coming back again this year to do both the classes and the camp too. So that's another thing.
Well, if I may regale you with another personal story about how old I am, I interviewed Matt Dove at the skate park when it was opening.
There you go.
So, and I used one of those reel-to-reel recorders because it was the 1930s or whatever. But it was the first time I had ever done an outdoor recording, and I remember it very clearly because I didn't know that he was like a professional skateboard person at the time. And
Yes.
I was held to ridicule by my co-host, who was like, this is like a big deal guy, and
yes,
it was really fun. And I think of, and I was just there the other day. I saw the skate park, and it's held up nice, and I don't know if it's been replaced actually since it came in, but it looks good.
It's been recoated, like with concrete, and things have been somewhat repaired for certain times. Like railings have gone chipped, and they've fixed that kind of stuff. So. But yeah, other than that, it has done its job very well.
The other thing about the skating lessons, is that an age group thing? How old, how young?
So
can I go? I shouldn't go.
Well, yeah, it's mostly 8 years old to 16 is the age grouping for those guys. Same thing with the camp. Matt just basically teaches them fundamentals. Even if you know what you're doing, it's still a good, and you're in that age group, it's still a great course to come out. Matt will teach you the next step, the thing that you don't know, that kind of thing. So
that is excellent.
Yes.
And
to tie into that a little bit, we have a new thing that we're working on this year. It's a stunt show. With, a group called Dialed Action Day. Or Dialed Action, we're calling it Dialed Action Day Extreme Sports Stunt Show.
Talk about that. What does that entail?
So a gentleman, we talked to a gentleman named Jason. He runs the publicity part for Dialed Action. Basically what they're going to be doing is BMX stunt show for us here right in front of the skate park on the basketball courts. I've also enlisted a few of my family members who know extreme sports themselves. My cousin Jake Vickers, is a mechanic, but he is a very pro level wave rider for jet skis. He has a few friends that are actual professionals from New York, and they're coming down to do a stunt show in the lagoon in the midst of all this as well. So it's going to be like a nice extreme sport day here in Ocean Pines.
Yeah, we're going to have food trucks out in the park, vendors, different skateboarding, vendors, surf shops. Everybody's going to be here. It's going to be fun.
The cool thing about Dialed Action is they bring a message with them most of the time, and the message we're looking at is anti-bullying. So.
And when is this? When is this set for?
So this happens on Saturday, June 13th, I guess.
And is this something people can attend? Is this a ticketed event?
It is a ticketed event. It's $40 if you pre-register, and you get a T-shirt with that included. But if you register, if you come the day of, it's $45 basically. But it is, like I said, you get 2 shows of BMXing and hopefully 2 shows of jet skiing as well, included in the vendors, and a rock climbing wall as well. That's included in that price. So.
That's so much fun, and that's this is the inaugural. Is this something, I guess, if
Correct.
it does well enough?
The first annual. Yep, and we're hoping to make this a rooted program, as you would say, something that's an annual thing, and I'm hoping to make it get bigger and bigger. Hopefully by next year, I'm going to have a dirt bike stunt show with them, with the BMX guys and the wave riders. The plan is to hopefully move some of this out to Vets Memorial and have what they call a big air show. This is where they jump 60, 70 feet in the air with their dirt bikes. I mean, I think it's going to be a great experience. It's going to be pretty close together. We're going to have a lot of people, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess as long as we've moved very well from sports to events by a sports event, what are some of the events you guys have planned coming up for the spring?
Sure. So next weekend, March the 21st, we have Breakfast with the Easter Bunny. It's held here at the rec center. The Easter Bunny will be here. Kiwanis helped me volunteer in the kitchen and help me out with the pancakes. And I've got some volunteers from the high school coming to serve breakfast, but you can get your picture taken with the Easter Bunny. After that, as far as events go, the 28th, I've got our Glamour Girl Day Spa. It's where parents sign their young girls up to come get their hair and makeup done here at the rec center. And also it's done by a local beauty school comes and helps me with that.
Oh, so this is like a half DIY, half a day of beauty kind of thing.
Yes. And then the following weekend, because, we like to do things every weekend, on April 4th, we have our spring celebration in Whitehorse Park. So we'll have carnival games, bounce houses, and then we'll also have Easter egg hunts for every age group. So 1 to 2-year-olds, 3 to 4-year-olds, all the way up until age, I believe, 10 or 12.
And you guys have been doing that. So that's right before Easter, right? Is
It
Easter?
is. Yes. It's the day before Easter.
That's usually something that has a pretty big turnout, right? That's one of those get there early kind of events, right?
There's always so many people that come to hunt the Easter eggs in Whitehorse Park. We rope it off, and it's a certain area, and it's a lot of fun.
And what's inside the eggs?
Oh, toys, candy. For the younger kiddos, the 1 to 2-year-olds, I like to get them stuffed animals.
What I love about these events is that it makes people kind of think of, staying in Ocean Pines and taking advantage of the things that are there. I mean, of course, it's easy to go out and about, but when there's so much to do in Ocean Pines, it's also it makes it attractive to say maybe I will take up golf or get an extra pool pass or something to it's a great opportunity to show off what's possible inside the Pines without even having to worry about finding things to do outside. You know what I mean?
That's true. You don't have to travel far to have some fun in our neighborhood.
And you've got the sports and you've got the events. What are some of those? Do you have any trips this spring? What are some of the things
we have a couple.
We're going to be traveling to New York City in the spring on May the 23rd. That's a Saturday. That was our first time doing this trip last spring, and it filled up. We have a lot of fun. We always take the trip in the winter to New York City, but the city is a totally different animal in the spring.
Yep.
And it's a lot of fun.
And we also have a baseball game, the Orioles versus the Athletics, on May 10th.
And so let me ask you each about both of them. What are you going to do in New York? Is it just drop people off and let them hang around, or do you have a schedule or a bit of both?
No, there is no schedule. It's New York City as you like it. So we drop off right 2 blocks down from Times Square, and pick up is the same location at 6:30.
That's fantastic. And when you drop everybody down right there, they can. You can even just... You could see a play. And so the Orioles and the A's, what's the plan with that?
So it's at the Camden Yards. It's on Sunday. It's a 1:35 game. So we leave here at about 9:30 a.m. just to be sure that we're there. We like to get there early because we like to get there while they're doing batting practice. And the good news is that day is a couple different things. One's it's Sunday Fun Day.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids will have a lot of things going on for them. Mascot meetings, coaches and players, autographs. The kids get to, announce play ball. There's the kids take the field for the national anthem. They get to run to bases at the very end of the game. All kinds of things. Not to include, May 10th is actually the Denim Crab Cap Gape giveaway day. Is like the first 20,000 fans get a special crab Orioles hat.
I need one.
Yes, yeah.
I've already told Josh, if I'm not going on that trip, you need to snag me a hat, please.
Just check under the seats on your way out. Somebody always forgets them.
Right.
And so this is the part where I say that I am a Mets fan.
Oh, okay.
And there's some excitement about Pete Alonso joining the Orioles. I think it's properly excited, but it's tough to see. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
And what I love about the bus trips is the hanging out on the way up and on the way back. Even if again, I've gone on Mets bus trips,
Right.
so it's often a long ride home when they lose. But
Right.
it's hanging out with people and going to see baseball. And
Right.
really, what's better than that?
Exactly.
That's a great way to spend a day. I'm not gonna have to put any extra spin on that.
Right.
I enjoy going to new places as well because when I'm looking to, make a bus trip, I'm like, where's somewhere we haven't gone before?
Yeah.
June 20th, it's a Saturday. We're going to be headed to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and we're going to do a farmer's market tour of 3 of the farmers markets there in Lancaster. And have I ever been? No, but somehow it came to my mind, and I looked it up, and I was like, this looks like something we could do. We're going to be taking the bus up to Lancaster and making a stop at Kitchen Kettle Village, which is a place with like 40 outdoor shops. Our second stop is right in the middle of Lancaster. It's Lancaster Central Market. That's an indoor like farmers market. And then we'll stop at a third one.
Yeah, no, this is let me tell you in advance that not only is this an excellent trip to plan, you're going to have an absolute blast. There's really no better way to kind of see not Philadelphia than to be up in Lancaster. Not knocking around. It's beautiful country, and there's just all sorts of. I mean, it's if you take a car, there's also like side quests you can go on.
Right.
Mhm.
But on a bus, these there's a reason that they're famous for these kind of huge farmers markets. It's not an accident, that
Mhm.
that they can get that big. It's worth the trip and it's worth the time. So that's what makes it a draw, and I'm very excited for that trip.
Me
I think
too.
that
I
you're
mean,
gonna have a great
the
time.
locations aren't far from one another, so to have 40 unique shops all in one area and then go to a place, 15 minutes down the road that has 30, great different vendors. Like you said, they're known for having good farmers markets.
Yeah, and it's not like you're gonna come home with just like groceries for the week. They make all sorts of great food up there and lots of stuff that's hard to get, even production style, and to be able to get handmade stuff, homemade stuff from the people that handmade it and homemade it, makes it taste better, makes it work better, makes it more enjoyable,
Mhm.
makes it more personal.
I'm
Right.
saving my shopping money as we speak.
Yeah, I think you'd be well advised to do that because that's a wonderful trip. So what are some of your parts of the planning, Katie?
Not bus trips. What else am I planning for the spring?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. So I have a lot of crafts coming up for kids and adults alike. Kids craft time for Mother's Day. We're going to be making decoupage picture frames for Mom. I like to, if there's a Mother's Day or Father's Day or holiday coming up, I like to center the theme around the craft for that. So
Mhm.
in June, we'll be making trucker hats for Dad. I've got all these different patches that kids get to pick from, and we're going to set them out on a trucker hat how they want and iron them on, and that can be a present for Dad for Father's Day.
And you really like doing the crafts. Like that's like a big thing for you, right?
Oh, I do, yeah. You should see my office.
And so when you get to choose what kind of crafts to do, like how do you narrow, cuz like you said you like doing crafts. So how do you narrow it down to just
Sure.
one thing at a time?
Well, so I'm trying to do a mommy and daddy and me craft during the week for toddler parents. So we're gonna do a mommy and daddy craft time. We're also gonna read a book and have the craft themed around the book. So what I do is go to Google or Pinterest and I type in crafts for children's books, and then I narrow it down to certain ones that I feel are gonna be fun.
Excellent. And so let's talk a little bit about what other things we have coming up during the spring here.
Yeah, so we this last fall we introduced a new kind of program or class, technically Dungeons and Dragons
Oh
to
wow.
the Ocean Pines. So it was well received by a lot of the parents and well received by it's a 3 different type of course. There's a course for 8 to 12-year-olds, there's a course for 13 to 17-year-olds, and of course an adult course.
And who runs that? Do you run it? Do you
I do.
have a dungeon
Yeah,
master
I am
come
the
and run
dungeon
it?
master. I am the dungeon master. Yes.
You should see his office.
Yes, that's my office. Yes, opposite way around hers. Mine's filled with a bunch of dragons and things like that.
I love that there is this kind of, I guess it's never gone away, but there does seem to be kind of a resurgence. Am I crazy about
Yes,
Dungeons and Dragons?
Stranger Things came out on Netflix. It brought a lot of it back. I really
Ah.
think that is the avenue that a lot of people took to see Dungeons and Dragons as a new thing. Or
That's the
not a new
reason.
thing, but
That's the reason my 13-year-old got into
Yep.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep.
Stranger Things.
I learned to play Dungeons and Dragons in 1980.
Yeah, well, I learned when in 1996, as a matter of fact.
And it's just a fun. I mean, I don't remember very much anymore. But what's interesting
It's a
is, go ahead.
it's a great game. It's a game that teaches kids how to let themselves go. They can be anybody, and they can be the hero in the story instead of watching the hero. You know,
And also how to work together and how to get
yeah,
to know one
it's a
another.
huge game of teamwork. And I like to I like to tell the parents it also teaches them math, which is how can you go wrong on that end? You know what I mean? You're adding, subtracting, all kinds of things.
A big plus for me is me as the parent, I do not have to help read that book that comes with the Dungeons and Dragons because it is
It's a
all
monster.
of the rules. Like
Yeah, it's oblique. It
Yeah.
can
you
be
need a
it can be
course
very
just
difficult.
after looking at that
Fortunately for the
book.
parents, I have.
That's what I'm saying.
So my daughter, she has a game that they play here, every other weekend
Mhm.
or something like that. And there's a new wrinkle where in this particular game, they're not allowed to tell one another what their powers are or whatever.
Oh,
So you have to kind of like discover it as you go along.
nice.
You ask other people questions, and you're in situations and you're wondering if someone can help you, and that's when people get to reveal that they can help or get to help surreptitiously or whatever, and it's really engaging. And
That's a
um,
good that's a good idea.
oh, I didn't know I was giving away trade
That
secrets.
is a good idea. I haven't heard that aspect. There's all kinds of ways to play this game. I mean, it is literally dealer's choice how you want to do it. I go off of the Matt Mercer concept where we're in Alexandria. So all three are on three different continents of the
Uh-huh.
world at different time zones, basically, or timelines, I should say. And I run it off of that basis. But I mean, I bring in all kinds of aspects from all of the game players and all the great dungeon masters out there to try and make it the most enjoyable experience for every kid or adults too, as a matter of fact. Um,
And then, so yeah, so this is something that has already caught on.
I mean, I have I have 3 to 4 players in each class, but I would love 8.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still plenty of room available, and I always tell people, most of them will go, "Oh, well, we already started." I'm like, "No, no, no, you don't understand. I can bring you in at any moment, at any time." So it's totally available at any moment.
Excellent.
Yep.
And what are we missing? Are there other things that we have going on this?
I also we brought back birding class was another one. That's where Wayne, a director of the ABA, which is for shorebird experts. They
Uh-huh.
take people out with binoculars and teach them how to basically look at birds. It's
Identify their
yeah, identify their
sounds.
sounds and from their colors and write it down in notebooks. Basically, like a whole field project. Basically.
That's something that I've come into on my own
Oh,
here
cool.
in my own backyard. There's an app I got from Cornell. It was free to download,
Yes.
and it identifies the birds by their
Yep.
call, and then you look at the picture and then you find the bird, and it makes it a little bit easier, but it's better to have when you go birding with someone who's been birding, who's good at it.
Right.
They can identify. It's not just cool that they can identify the call and the bird, but they can show you where it is, and they can show you how to know where it is and how to look.
And that's what they do in
And
this course. Yep.
yeah, that's the coolest, because then when you're out and about, you're like, oh, and it takes a little while. Like I can identify a woodpecker, and a woodpecker has a really interesting call, so it's not like complex. It's just hard to remember that. Oh, that's right.
Right.
Instead of saying what sound is that now, I say, hey, that sounds like a woodpecker.
Right.
I
Yep.
can identify a cardinal. When there's one out
Yeah.
front of the rec center, I'm like, there's a cardinal out front.
Because they sound like laser beams or something, right?
Yep.
Isn't that
They're
true?
dog squeaky
Dog
toys.
squeaky toys too. Yep. That's like a quail has that very whoop whoop sound when it calls.
Why, as we age, do we get more into birds?
I
It's
don't know.
like
Because they're free.
I used to think why do
Yeah.
people love birds so much? And now I'm getting older. I'm like, oh my God, did you see that?
Yeah. Yep.
That
Yes.
woodpecker, that red-headed woodpecker. We have tons of those in Ocean Ponds.
Right. Yes.
I'm like, did you see how big it was?
We had one that was banging on the glass windows here because it would see its reflection and it thought it was a challenge, and that was hilarious.
I think that it's evidence that you have time and are taking it to look around a little bit more than you used to.
Right.
That's what I mean. It's really sad. Not sad. Yeah, no, I'll say it's sad. My wife will come in and she'll be like, "Hey, you want to go have a bird party?" And we will just literally go and sit out in the backyard
Yeah.
and feed up the feeders and wait for the birds to come. And that's
Sounds fun, actually.
yeah, that's an evening.
Yeah.
Can I get an invite?
Yeah, right.
We've really done a big deal in the backyard with just making it bird friendly. So
Right.
that's
Nice.
excellent. And is there anything else that we missed? Is there anything we haven't?
So we've got
Yes.
some fun adult fitness classes, both returning and new, this spring. We've got, of course, our yogas. We've got multi-level yoga. We've got introductory yoga, which is, anybody on any yoga level can attend. We've got our chair yoga on Thursdays with Chuck that fills up. Well, it doesn't fill up quickly, but he's got a following of people that love chair yoga. We've also got a pound class. I don't know if you know what pound is, but you have drumsticks and you work out with these drumsticks to the beat of this awesome music.
It is so cool
And
to watch.
Audrey, the instructor, she's very energetic, and that class was new in the fall, and she's got a following as well that will sign up again for the spring. That class is fun to listen to. We've got our Tai Chi classes that are returning with Kim Reed, who's been our Tai Chi instructor, again, for 15 plus years. New this spring, we have a class called Body Blast, and it's being held with this gentleman named Saddam Polo. It's a class that works out the entire body. They begin with some stretching before starting. It's beneficial for anyone on all skill levels for that one as well. And then we've got beginner line dancing starting in May.
So how can people sign up? Where can people sign up? What do people need to know about signing up for any and all of these programs?
You can sign up by calling us over at the Recreation Center. Do you want me to give you our phone number?
Please.
410-641-7052. And our front desk ladies, Michelle, Jackie, they'll get you signed up for any of the events that are classes that are in our activity guide.
Yep.
You do not have to be an Ocean Pines resident. It's open. All of our programs are open to both residents and non-residents. And they will get you all signed up. You can pay over the phone, or you can come in person to the rec center.
Very cool. And I guess that's all I have for you. I hope you guys have a great spring. You seem like you're going to have a very busy spring, and I guess we'll talk again in the summer.
Yeah, because
Sounds
then
good.
summer comes up and it's going to get busy.
I can't wait. I really can't. So, all right. Well, good luck to you guys, and have a great spring.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Great to talk to you again. What's great about this whole project is how much planning goes into just making sure that there's plenty to do if you want to do it. And it's in the spring. The summer, forget about the summer. Is going to be a great summer in Ocean Pines, and I can't wait to have these guys back. Before I let you go, I do want to mention that we are accepting sponsorships. If anyone is interested in sponsoring this show, especially with summer coming, it is a great time to people check in with this show. We get a summer bump like everybody else. But anyway, you can find out by emailing info@oceanpines.org. And of course, since you're listening, I would appreciate it if you subscribe wherever you are now. Just hit the subscribe button, and that way when the show comes out, you get immediate notification, and you don't miss any cool conversations. The Pines Cast is an Ocean Pines Association production. It was written and edited by me, Tony Russo, executive producer, Sarah Ash. If you have any suggestions for shows you'd like us to do or topics you'd like us to cover, you can reach out to me at my email address. It is bytonyrusso@gmail.com. That is bytonyrusso@gmail.com. Thanks again one last time for listening, and we will check in with you next time.